Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our new week. This is the closing argument. I am your host, Jerome Gayman. I am hosting you from the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State. Let's look at what's happening in our country over the weekend and today. And hopefully, some of the news here will carry over for the rest of the week. We are hearing a lot, and a lot is going on. The biggest news so far is the appointment of our new Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. I am an institutional fellow. I love institutions. So when I hear stories that have the underpinning of institutional development, I say kudos. I am not a fan of President Joseph Boakai because of his failure, but I like this appointment. The appointment of Steve is a great one in my book. President Boakai appoints Samuel Stikwa as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Mr. President, from me to you, this is, I think, your best political decision since you became president. This young man, Steve, has paid his dues. He has risen through the ranks and found. And I think, not just I think, I know for sure this is the right thing to do. If someone has worked very hard in your organization, has been loyal, faithful, and has the hallmark of being a person of integrity, what we call promotion from within. Anything other than Samuel Stikwa would have been a travesty of justice in human resource management. This man has been with the vice president and now president for years. This is someone that in our arena they would call a confidant. He has been there through the struggles, through the lows and the highs. He has experienced the agony of defeat. And the exhilaration of victory. That's the guy you want to go to war with. That's the man you want in the foxhole. Someone upon whom you can depend. Whether you like it or not, this is laid out very well. Whether he's from Lofa or not, that's another story for another day. But he has paid his dues. No blemish on his record as far as I'm concerned. I have never heard anything. After the election of President Joseph Boakai, Samuel Stikwa became an honor study, a deputy to the late Honorable Grisby, with fanfare. No issues, no moaning and groaning. There were no gossips. He is behind the same kind of guy. The characteristics of a man who's supposed to run the office. He is the news maker. He determines what goes into the news from the president's office. And you know, the number one rule in journalism is you want to report the news, but you do not want to be a part of the news. Samuel Stikwa has been making the news. No one has seen him. No one have heard from him. His name has never been on social media. He is not going to do anything that will overshadow the president. That's the man or woman you call a confidant. Somebody with whom you can speak 24 hours of the day. Someone upon whom you can rely if your life was on the line. On the front page of Front Page Africa, it says, Boyka appoints longtime aide as Minister of State, ending weeks of speculation over Grisby's successor. I am pleased to nominate you to serve as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, subject to confirmation by the Honorable Liberian Senate, pending the conclusion of the Senate's constitutional recess. You are hereby authorized to act in this capacity, the president told him. It is my firm expectation that you will discharge the duties of this high office with dedication, professionalism, and loyalty to the Republic. Remember, he didn't say loyalty to me. He said loyalty to your country, the Republic of Liberia. The role you are assuming is central to the coordination of the affairs of the presidency, the president told him. And I'm confident that you will bring it to the integrity, judgment, and commitment required. This is a man upon whom the president depends. And the president made it clear why he is the chosen one. The president said again, the role you are assuming is central to the coordination of the affairs of the presidency, Mr. Samuel Stikwa. And I am confident that you will bring to it the integrity, judgment, and commitment that is required to run this office. The appointment of Samuel A. Stikwa as Minister of State for Presidential Affairs comes as a critical moment in the administration of Joseph M. Boakai Sr. It follows the unfortunate passing of the Honorable Sylvester M. Grisby, a seasoned statesman who have been a key player in the Boakai-led executive. This transition is not just a change in personnel, but a recalibration of leadership at the very heart of the presidency of the Republic of Liberia. As Liberia continues to navigate complex governance challenges and national development priorities, the choice of who manages the nerve center of the executive mansion has wide-ranging implications. Stikwa steps into this role with a portfolio of experience that suggests not only preparedness, but deep familiarity with the inner workings of high-level governance. At its core, the paper said, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs functions as the Chief Administrator of the Office of the President. He is the arrowhead. The position is one of immense responsibility and influence. It entails coordinating the day-to-day operations of the presidency, managing presidential schedule and engagement, advising the president on policy issues, and ensuring that governance and government decisions are communicated and implemented effectively across ministries and agencies. The minister is the gatekeeper to the presidency and, in many ways, the executor of the president's agenda. The office demands not only political loyalty, but also administrative efficiency, strategy, oversight, and a clear sense of national priorities. The role becomes even more consequential in a government that is trying to reset public trust and rebuild governance institutions. In such context, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs must serve as a bridge between the vision of the president and the operational machinery of his government. It is a role that requires someone with the ability to maintain internal coherence among diverse ministries and agencies while ensuring that the public receives the government as responsive and effective. The minister must also manage the president's interaction with both domestic and international partners and represent the presidency at major diplomatic and intergovernmental engagement when needed or called upon. In naming Stikwa to this position, President Mbeki has selected someone with whom he has a long-standing professional relationship dating back to Mbeka's tenure as vice president. Stikwa served as chief of staff in the office of the vice president from 2006 to 2017. During that 12-year period, he built a reputation for being disciplined, quiet, effectiveness, and strategic thinking. He's a critical thinker. Stikwa served as chief of office staff in the office of the vice president from 2006 to 2007. During the 12-year period, he built a reputation for discipline, quiet, effectiveness, and strategic thinking. I read that twice to tell you how important this man is and how he has won the trust of his boss. How he has won the trust of his boss. He was instrumental in coordinating staff operation, managing communications, and supporting policy initiatives, particularly in the areas of agriculture and youth development. His intimate understanding of the political temperament and working style of President Mbeki positions him as someone who can align the machinery of the presidency and the president's leadership approach and vision. Stikwa's track record suggests that he brings a blend of public service ethos and private sector efficiency to the role as Secretary of State for Presidential Affairs. After his tenure in the vice president's office, he transitioned into private sector from 2018 to 2024, taking on key leadership roles in a multinational policy publicly traded company. There he managed corporate services, government affairs, and community relations. He also played a pivotal role in leading the company's company's COVID-19 pandemic response, demonstrating his crisis management capabilities and strategic decision-making under pressure. This experience adds a layer of administrative sophistication to his profile and underscores his ability to navigate both bureaucratic systems and dynamic real-world challenges. Dynamic real-world challenges. He is not a man who just came from the classroom with a PhD, but he worked his way from the bottom to the top. Not through double masters and 3 PhDs, but by hands-on experience, being a protege of the president and then intern under the late Honorable Grisby. So who else could have done this job better than Samuel Stikwa? In my estimation, no one comes close. I know for the last week or so, there were names floating all over the place. But as you read what I'm reading and you listen to what I just read, anyone would be a fool not to select Stikwa as the next commander of this ship. Not a regular ship, though, but a battleship going into war. I remember in the old AME church hymnal, we used to sing this song, "On War Christian Soldier." This man is a well-trained soldier. I'm taking my time to read this because I usually do not praise Joseph Boakai for anything because he has done nothing to be praised of. But this one, I would like to give him the gold medal. We cannot develop our own on the bottom and then refuse to take them to the top. This man has paid his dues. He's well-groomed. He's sophisticated. He's a critical thinker. Like I said earlier, he has experienced the agony of defeat. When they lost Ambassador George Myean, he was there. And he was there for the victory in 2023. Amid the loss, you didn't hear him in the streets, you didn't hear him in the newspaper, you didn't hear him on Facebook, you didn't hear in social media of any kind, insulting or defending uselessly the indefensible. Instead, he played a key role quietly, doing what a statesman is supposed to do. This is a gentleman that I would have picked. He understands the inner workings of the office. He understands the man who is running the country. He has been there. He has done that. So I salute you, Mr. President, for picking Stikwa, who comes in as sophisticated and a critical thinker, knowing his place. Currently, as the Minister of State with our portfolio for special services, Stikwa have been directly involved in select presidential projects and high-level national initiatives. His current role has him advising the president on key matters, coordinating, integration, and collaboration, and managing sensitive government communications. Sensitive, remember that word, sensitive. Let me welcome Myean Tobin. Myean, how you doing there, young man?
I'm doing great, Mr. Gayman. How are you doing? How's the family?
We are doing excellently well. Tell us what's going on the ground. What's new? What should have made the headlines of the news that we didn't pick up? Let's talk about it.
So I'd just like to say welcome to our viewers and our listeners, wherever you're watching us live from. Continue to share the show. So invite others to watch the show. So for Liberia today, one of the biggest news that is all in the headlines is about this issue of the president leaving Liberia today for the United General Assembly, where we'll be able to make the case of Liberians. So many Liberians are excited for this good news, but they are thinking about the representation that's going to be held there. What the case that the president is going to make for the Liberian people. That's the first thing people are thinking about. What kind of things the president is going to make, and also we saw within the same public space, we saw that the deputy minister or the assistant minister at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs sent in her resignation today. But we've been hearing so many rumors from that same ministry that there have been a fight between she and the minister, Madam Sylvester Pewee, and then as a result of that, the president sent someone to give her a warning letter that she doesn't send in her resignation, they will fire her from that position because there have been a written communication to the president office from Madam Sylvester Pewee reporting this assistant minister for international organization at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. For some other personal reason, she been reported by the foreign minister to the president, and that's one of the key issues that have been on the social media since this evening. And then we also saw the finance minister was on LBS this morning on the Super Morning Show with Kamara. And then according to him, he said the MCC qualifies for MCC qualified Liberia as a candidate for the FLA 2026 FY 2026. All Liberians saw it to be a great step. Some saw it to be something like just a story opposition. That's how we call them, because we cannot see someone who is in favor of this government saying that. So we consider them to be opposition, because these are all opposition who will be saying these things. It's very, very difficult, even though at times we'll find that some partisans will say this, but it will be very difficult because they would like to say even the good things, the bad things. They will say everything in favor of that government. So it's very, very difficult for us to see it. So we also saw within this same media space, we saw that the court had issued today, and then it was sent at the court, and then the Chief Justice Yamin Gbese met with critical and specialized court judge at the resource center on other issues at the Temple of Justice that they are going to discuss on wide-ranging issues within that court. And then, Mr. Gayman, we also saw the same finance minister about the University of Liberia additional funds that were allocated and then approved by the national budget. The national budget, they approved the national budget. So according to him today, there have been series of issues that the approval of this allocation of this money for the University of Liberia had been a main issue for the ministry. But in this live, he's saying that it was not passed through the proper channel to be given. So he's calling on everyone to make the money they will give it to the University of Liberia, but the proper channel that it should be passed through was not done. So as a result of that, they are going to handle the issue and then resolve everything. The minute them the University of Liberia will be able to receive their money. That's so far the latest news from our end here.
Excellent, excellent. The president and a delegation are on their way to the UN General Assembly in New York. The problem there is people are wondering if the General Assembly is at the middle of the month. Why, if the president and another huge delegation are leaving over a week or 10 days in advance, what is it they are going to do? 10 days in advance of the meeting for a country whose budget is basically dead. We are taking another huge delegation to New York 10 days in advance, and then doing the proceeding of the UNGA, and then thereafter. So folks are wondering if the president is talking about saving money. The University of Liberia lacks money. JFK lacks money. Women are having babies in the streets in front of the Redemption Hospital. Why are we paying so much money to large few folks in the US for weeks? Why the University of Liberia is closed? Why the flagship university of the Republic of Liberia does not have a working bathroom? This is 2025. You brought in a woman who is considered top of the line, civilized woman. You brought her and you want her to work in a condition similar to those of Neanderthals. Women are going in the back of the campus to use the restroom. What kind of country is that? The roof in some of the classrooms are leaking. Yes, few months ago, several months ago, almost a year ago, they were parading everywhere that the president had one child, one desk policy, and that they were distributing desks to school, one child, one desk. The University of Liberia, from the photographs we are looking at, does not even have a fitting classroom, much less where are you going to put a desk? So this is what we are talking about when we say our priorities are screwed up. And like we usually say, they say in the Liberian parlance, when you are sitting on the bench, you are the best player. You're asking your boss or the coach to put you in so you can show those guys who you are. So, Mr. Stikwa, you've been sitting on the bench for 12, 14 years in the office of the president. He finally put you into the game. Not only did he put you into the game, but he made you the captain. They put a captain band on your arm and you warm me up with your brand new Adidas suit or something. And everybody, including me, we are cheering for you to come in and bring some semblance of institutionalism that includes prioritizing what is good for the country. Remember when the president came to the United States and met with Trump, what did he say? He said, Mr. President, thank you for inviting me. Me and the Liberian people support your policy of making America great again. Joseph Walker became mega. He was a MAGA man when he got to the White House. Well, hopefully Mr. Samuel Stikwa will make Liberia great, not again, because Liberia has never been great. As the political field marshal general, Stikwa is now in charge of the field. The soccer people say he's not only a gold merchant, but he's the midfield general. He divides the ball. He makes sure that the men and women in the right places touch the ball at the right time, appropriate time, for them to collectively score. Mr. Stikwa, you have been on the bench for 12 consecutive years as a substitute. You are now in charge. Honorable Grisby, by default, have passed on the captain's armband. And President Joseph Walker puts it on your hand. It's on your arm. Take your laps. Let us cheer you on. And then we'll be out here scrutinizing your ability to lead. That is what we expect from the captain. On the political field in Liberia, on that particular field, you got some tough players that you have to convince. You have the JFK. You have the Ministry of Gender. You have the Ministry of Health. You have the Ministry of Education. You have the police. You have defense. And in the number 7 position, way out there on the right-hand side, is the yellow machines. In the number 4 position, we have the EPS. And the best of all, your number 5, the judiciary. This administration will rise or fall on the judiciary, the Supreme Court. Mr. Samuel Stikwa, you have a tough job. Are you going to give the ball, pass the ball to the right man who is in the best spot to score? And if you find no way forward, is it possible for you to pass the ball back to the number 5 and start all over? Or are you going to turn the ball over? And you know the number 9 on the other side, tough, smart. The guy who has scored on everybody from 1847, his name is corruption. Will you allow corruption to walk through the goal? Mr. Stikwa, you got your job cut out. From all understanding, you are a local guy. You are not the Grisbys of the world who had his home and his family in Houston. The Liberian could not chase Grisby. It was just a matter of time before he made his way to JFK and boom, he's out of there. Stikwa, we can chase you to Lofa. We know exactly where you're going. You're going to Kolaho or you're going to Foya. We need the best and our brightest, and we pray that Mr. Stikwa does well in this position because Liberia deserves a goal urgently. We need to score. Over the weekend, Liberia got some great news too. As FIFA enlists the ex-president, we are to lead the player's voice. It's a huge panel. And FIFA also put an armband on the former President George Weah to lead some great men and women to fight against racism in FIFA. Just as corruption is the number 9 in Liberia that scores on everybody, racism is the number 9 for FIFA. So in the American parlance, they say a great offense is great defense. While President Weah is one of the greatest strikers of all time, FIFA have figured it out. You want to put pressure on the defense, so you bring your best offense. So you bring in the former President Weah to come in and score once more and redeem our world. Racism is eating at the bottom and the heart of FIFA. We have seen some worse incidents in the Premier League where they call players names. They throw bananas at them, referring to them as monkeys. FIFA have said, if anybody can do this, President Weah is the torchbearer. He has endured racism. He has endured prejudice at home. Even the president himself, Joseph Boyka, says, you do not take a man's job and give it to a boy. I am quoting verbatim. Joseph Boyka, as a candidate, said Liberia took a man's job and gave it to a boy. And he, as a man with 42, 45-year experience in government and governance, he will come in and every child that is selling in the street will be taken off the streets. He said they're all going to have health insurance. Medical care will be available. In these United States and the West, no human being calls another man boy. Joseph Boyka did that. So FIFA was right. And it's still right when they say, if anybody who has endured criticism, scorn, prejudice, racism, and has handled this, no other one can do it better than former President George Myean. So FIFA looked around and turned to the Republic of Liberia and said, during the wars, it was money that brought peace through sports. They are now calling upon him to do this now worldwide to fight racism. On another note, the defense in the arson case challenges Georgia's JFK exam order, insists on independent inquiry after NSA torture claim in the Capitol arson case. The defense is saying you cannot be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. We need someone else who is impartial, not part of this case, to go ahead and do the investigation, do the tests, and all of those things. We cannot claim torture against the government and then go to the government to validate our claim. So the defense have challenged the judge's JFK exam order. Instead, they have ordered for an independent inquiry. Let fair play be fair play, they say. Liberia is at a crossroads. We are going to go back when our gentlemen and women join us. We are going to be looking at people been texting me and want to know what happened to all the so-called investigations that we have been talking about. Someone said, what happened to the young man, the old man who was punched? The Honorable Chief Tomalin George flagged that. when the man and his neighbor, who was either deputy minister of finance, he walked up to him and punched him dead in the face. We flagged that. The finance ministry got back to the closing argument and said the gentleman was suspended and we should give them time for the court to take this, for the legal system to take its course. People are asking me, so whatever happened to that case? They also want to know whatever happened to the investigation of the first LDEA case with Abraham Kromah and the Fadikas. Whatever happens to that? Last week we reported the torture of a young woman from Bapulu. Senator Kamara got back to us and says an arrest have been made, investigation going on, and people in our comment section were saying this. By next week, you will never hear anything about that case anymore. That woman has been tortured in vain. Whatever happened to that case? We have over 10,000 people, I may be exaggerating, walking in the rain in Monrovia say no to drugs. They said there was a petition, they wrote and presented a petition to the government received it and said, we will turn it over to the president and you will hear from us. Whatever happened to that petition? As you know, the president has set up many commissions. Let me welcome the great J. Victor Nagbe. Audit the legislature now, he says. Welcome, Mr. Nagbe.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. It is good to be with you. Thank you for holding down the fort. Myean, thank you very much, my brother, and also everyone else with you back in studios on Dopoh, I believe it is, in LIB, Monrovia. It's good to be with you. Let me welcome our audience as well. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your company. Don't be selfish. Share the show. Invite a friend. Tell them that the closing argument, TCA, is on air. Send the link. Tell them to join us. But it's good to be with you, man.
Thank you very much. You know, you can bear me witness. The folks say a liar will tell you my witness across the water. Or he had died.
You know, let me tell you one quick joke. When we were in school, most of our schoolmates from the neighboring country, I'm not going to say which country, but you know, the professors would come and say, my professor, the late doctor.
Yeah,
the professors were always dead, right?
The late doctor.
The late doctor.
Well, you know, I am not a fan of this president because he has not done anything to me that worth praising. Is all, you know, from the no car will be stuck and all that other stuff. So no child will be there on the streets and free health care and all that other stuff. I had to give it to him on the appointment of this man.
Yeah.
I think the president deserves all the commendations, everything that has to do with leadership. On this one, he hit it. This is the guy that if he had not appointed this man, everybody will have something to say about him. This man worked in his office for 12 years. and as inquisitive as you and I are. We never heard of this guy.
No, Samuel Steve Quayle. You're right. He's a quiet guy. And for full disclosure, I have to say here, Samuel Stevens. He used to be Samuel Stevens, and then later on became Steve Quayle. We went to high school together. We were friends. We hung out. We were not the tight buddy, but we were always in each other's circles. But we hung out with the likes of the late Samuel W. Saba. May peace, rest, peace be to his ashes. And the likes of Michael C.G. George, Naim Monrovia, Edo T. Farley, Sano S. Wayne. So Steve, before, when we left high school, he went on to Elwa and then came back to ELBC. But he has always been a very serious-minded guy. Even back then, back in the day, while we were still trying, struggling to find ourselves, I think Steve already knew what he wanted to do and where he was going to go. He has always been driven, and like you indicated, he's been with this vice president, with the president when he was vice president. That's about 12 years or so, and then he was always in the president's circle, even while he was in the opposition. We understand he left to go and work for Salah Metal, but this president said he was always on loan. I won't be surprised if Steve and others were those people who were picking up the tab for him every now and then. So he was always around. So the vice president the president, I keep saying, the president has a certain amount of comfort level with Steve. So practically it makes a lot of sense that he would have gone to Steve. He may not have the same comfortability with him as he did with Grisby. He and Grisby were high school mates. That's how way back they go. But notwithstanding, he and Steve may have gone back pretty close to 20 years. That's a long time. And so I think the president has a certain amount of comfort level with Steve. And I think Steve himself has demonstrated that sober-mindedness, that seriousness, that professionalism. As you indicated in the intro, Steve is pretty much the chief of staff. Pretty much holds the keys to the president's inner room. No matter who you are, whether you're a cabinet member or whoever you are, it is the chief of staff who will give you the okay to go and see the president. He also he runs the president's agenda. Pretty much he controls. He's in the nerve center of the presidency. So it's a very serious engagement. So I'm happy for Steve. Congratulations to him. I hope he will not disappoint. But I have to say, I had hoped that the president would have brought somebody from outside of this current circle, only because you already have Steve. He's contributing his quota. I think they would have given the president an opportunity to bring in a fresh perspective, giving the level of concern that has been expressed about this government's ability to deliver. I think the president he could use a fresh set of ears, fresh set of eyes. I was looking for that, and there are a number of people who could have done this.
Left home.
Like for instance, the other day I mentioned.
I got on our show here. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for Chief Tomalin George to come and tell me because he broke that news.
He did.
He said TCA will make the announcement, but we have to wait until the young man is buried. Respect for the family, and we all cheer him on. So I guess maybe Chief Tomalin George knew it was Steve all along.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did all along. I wouldn't be surprised if Chief Tomlin knew this all along. But congratulations to Steve. But I was looking for maybe an added
Left who?
Like Jerome Gayman, for instance.
Okay.
Like Myean, the guy who ran the maritime authorities. I think Myean is a super manager. John Molu. John Molu may not be a bad choice. There are a lot of people, and he would have had the fortune of maintaining Steve and still dealing with Steve as he's done before, but bringing in an addition. But now he has removed Steve from that place. Now you got to find somebody else to fill it. But I don't know. But like I said, I think it sounds like the practical thing to have done, and I think the president went for the practical. And so, either way, I congratulate Steve and I congratulate the president on the appointment. Like you said, I think Steve is up to the task. He knows the president well. He's been around for a while. He's been in top positions for a while. I think he knows how to carry himself. So, congratulations to him.
Well, let me push back. I have to disagree with you on this one. In that position, you want someone who will not overshadow you. If you brought John Molly, if you brought John Molly in tomorrow, he called the news conference and said, "I told you."
I listened to John the other day. John said when they appointed, he would write his own terms of reference.
That's right. Just imagine. I hire you, and you're going to tell me what you're going to do. Now, Myean Kehleboe is a laid-back kind of person, somebody that can work from the back, someone that is willing to push without overshadowing. I saw his relationship with Ellie and the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, how well he behaved himself. His name was never in anything other than he was getting fat pay. He was one of the highest paid people. That was the only blemish on his record, but he did his job quietly. He represented our country well. Someone like that will work very well. But how far or how well does he know the president? That's what, when you and I are talking, even from our hometown, my kids and I, you and I have that conversation. We talk about intimate issues that you won't talk to anybody or won't talk to I call you, you call me. That's the kind of relationship he has with
And I agree, that matters a lot. I agree with you.
It does.
Yeah, so
I mean, when you go to sleep, just imagine you're in New York, and when you leave in the country, the minister of state for presidential affairs is the president.
Yeah.
You come back, John Moluko, he said, "Don't come back here." John Molu said,
"Don't come back here."
Oh man!
Just send for your family to join you over there. Don't come.
Don't come back. I told you, you corrupt just like Ellen. Both of you squander everything. You coming back?
Oh, I'm telling you.
You bring in our friend Costa, and during your absence, Costa called a news conference and become braggadocious of what he's doing and all that.
No, I don't envy the president. He has a difficult job.
So I like this speak. This guy been with this man for over 18 years. 14 years. He currently serves as Minister of State with our portfolio for special services.
Yeah.
In this role, he manages select presidential projects and aid in shaping national policy and decision making. Okay? Decision making.
And he knows the president enough, Jerome, that he can sit at a table and say yes or no without going to consult the president, because he knows exactly
what the president
will handle that. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that as well.
While we on that, I see Elvis is trending. Elvis said he was happy to see that the Lone Star of the Republic of Liberia were leading 2-0. So he went to bed, took a nap when he came back. In America, what is it? You say don't fall asleep on this team. Don't fall asleep on this team, right? Don't fall asleep on this team.
You know what? Talking about that, Jerome. I went to bed last night, knowing and believing that the Ravens would have won that game.
They have put it away. and their star player fumbled the ball, and that's all she wrote. And it reminded me of this same Buffalo Bill and the Houston. I was in Houston, yes, with Warren Moon. Houston were leading. They were leading 27-3 in the fourth quarter, and everybody left the game. They thought the game was over. They came back. The Buffalo Bill came back, beat them 30-27. So,
you know, he over until the final whistle, right?
Listen. So let me welcome the Honorable Sylvester Pewee. How you doing, Chief?
The young diplomat.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You see, the people say when you praise the white chicken, again, the red or. So here we are. I have to give it to you. Your Eagles are flying very high. And my Miami Dolphins.
I didn't want to go there, but
my Miami Dolphins were voted the best dressed team in the NFL. We came and we warm up. You remember there was a guy in Liberia, I forgot his name. When he used to play for he was like the mascot for Martin Barrow. He can warm up.
Right.
He dresses well when he gets on the field. He got his headband. He got everything. Jersey. He warm it up, and then people say, "My man, this guy is very good."
Yeah.
And then when they call it starting 11,
he's not there. He's just a bench warm-up.
After the game, then he start tapping the ball. So, but why didn't put this guy in the game? Why didn't put him?
Especially after we lose the game, then he can't show his skill.
The Miami Dolphins went on the field. Everybody from Florida was clapping. We said, "This year is our year." Oh. I went to get something to do. When I came back, it was 17-0. Mr. Pewee, listen, man. We having fun here, but it's so funny. My boy Elvis said when he came in, Lone Star was up 2-0. He said, "Man, we got it in the bag." So he went and took a nap.
Jesus
he said, "Man, Lone Star let me down again." Oh, but Mr. Pewee, welcome to the show. Like I said today, it's a great day for me. I am bashing and glowing. For those of us who believe in institutional development, you know how hard I am on the president, but I am with the president on this election. I think it's the best decision this president has made, in my estimation, when it comes to what we call institutional promotion from within. A guy who have paid his dues, he have held every position, he has never had any day of lateness, he never been written up, he have followed the rule, live a great life, never in the news, nobody knows it, he just does his job. Someone like this who have paid his due, it is time for us to bring them to the top. After you groom someone like this, it behooves you as a leader to promote him to the top. And in soccer, we say you take the captain's armband, and you put it on him, say, the birdie is upon your shoulders. Take the team to victory. So I am rooting for Stikwa. I think he has paid his due. It's time for him to shine, and I think the president did a great job, and I'm praising the president today. Your take on this election, Mr. Diplomat?
Oh yes, thank you for having me. Let me say to you a wonderful good evening to you and the rest of the team. I wouldn't have no objection, even if I had one. It's not in my place to question the president for that appointment. So it is within the prerogative of the president to do that. But the fact that I am a Liberian, we want to see the president moral judgment in terms of the appointment. So Mr. Queer, Steve Queer, if you will, worked with the president for 12 years as vice president. Before then, he had very wonderful relationship with the president. So the chemistry between the both men is very wonderful chemistry. So, and I agree with you also that the appointment is very perfect. He served as chief of staff, as vice president to the current president, and now going as the chief of staff to the president of the republic and minister of state for presidential affairs is a very good tax assignment, but this time around is going to be a tough one being given him. But the fact that he also served as a minister of state with a portfolio for special services, he was already around the presidency. It would take him time to get the job done. And I like what the president said in his appointment. But one thing I would say, for the minister of state to be successful, you need the president to give him the listening ear and the authority to be successful. Or in that you have, because those in the orbit of the president will sometimes set their own, they'll keep the president in a particular bubble. And if they will succeed in dividing that, having different kind of a bubble where the president will be in at a certain point in time, then it will be difficult for the current minister to really function according to the task assigned to him. But the president is giving him all authority, all info for him to work and coordinate central government. Trust me, you're going to see some wonderful results coming up. So his appointment is actually a good thing, and he's a competent person, someone that can listen, and someone that I believe that can bridge the gap between all the sides. So I hope that he will do something. He come with impeccable experience from the office of the vice presidency. So, and I'm also told he's a consummate administrator also. So the fact that he comes with or his level of experience, a consummate administrator, so he will understand how to navigate the gap of the presidency and maintain a kind of a office that is required to be less toxic, less polarizing, because the office of the president, now those around the presidency, is deeply polarizing different segment of people. And I think it's one of the reasons why he was appointed, because Kofi Wu wanted this job. Mamaka was killing herself to get this job. Aaron Costa also was just running to get this job. So it was, the appointment, it was well placed actually. Those that were pushing for the job, I think he's more or less very qualified for it. And so let me commend the president for this appointment. I'm told the president is on his way in the U.S. or already arrived in the U.S. For the coming General Assembly, the 80th General Assembly. I just want to wish the president and his entire entourage was coming to represent the motherland a very wonderful trip, and we hope that we'll see a lot of things that will change within the term of the representation. But yes, Steve appointment is great, it's commendable, and we hope that and I like what the president also did. Now that he's already been given the authority to work as the acting minister of states, he's going to be functioning in this capacity pending the return of the legislature from their legislative recess, and then they will move on to move on with the confirmation. But he's going to already be acting in the position as acting minister of state for presidential affairs. That also will allow him to exert himself, get his feet soaked, and then get running with the activity of the function of the office of the president. Yeah, so I know that a lot of folks are currently disappointed, and you're going to see some backstabbing thing from the back from some of those that are really craving for the job, particularly those already within Kofi Wu's Mamaka. So he will have to be a little bit very exertive in showing that he proved to be the minister. And to be the effective minister, you have to put a barricade around the president, make sure that the presidency is not just infiltrated by just loose elements around, right? So those loose elements around that can just infiltrate the presidency can cause the problem. So you, the minister, you are the gatekeeper And then you there to show that the office is effective. Central coordination from all sides of the government is more very effective in terms of that. So if you exert yourself as the Minister of States, trust me, and you really pull that, and you insist you pull those things, you're going to be a minister that will not only be very effective and efficient, but you could be the minister that will ensure that results. You'll be a result-oriented person that would ensure that coordination coming from the central administration. That's what Minister Magid did. That's how people felt he was powerful. But yes, he exerted himself as the minister, and anyone that would want to be effective on that job, and something like Grisby was very much competent, qualified, but he was not that exertive. And the reason is that a lot of people started fighting him because they believe he was not insider, right? So, and that's the problem. That's why I said the president will have to give the authority to the incoming minister. But this man, being with the president before, so I want to think he's going to exert himself and be very forceful and effective.
Mr. Nagbe, look at this picture. This man he's sitting with his tutor. He's learning from he's learning from Grisby.
Yeah.
So this guy has been in training for a while. And what I like about this one, Pewee and Dopoh, you can take a crack at it, is that he is a broadcast journalist at heart. He worked as ELWA and later on Liberia Broadcasting System, rising from action news reporter to news director, and later as Assistant Director General for News and Public Affairs. Along with multiple specialized certification and professional training, Stequan holds a master's degree in administration from Myean State University in Massachusetts and a bachelor's degree in political science from the United Methodist University in Liberia, graduating with the highest honor. Mm-hmm. The man they say he's a speech writer. He's a publicist. He's a news person. This guy is a total package.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We got disconnected for over 30 years, so so much, has passed between us. But as I would say, as young as we were then back in high school, Steve was always a very serious-minded guy. I mean, right after we left high school, while we were in Monrovia, trying to decide, I was trying to get on, cutting down, and my friends who were trying to do the LU test, and Steve was already at EWA doing the broadcast. He used to come from there. We hang out a little bit, and even back then, it was a big deal for us. So that track led him on to ELBC, as you indicated. He was a newscaster. Later on, became the director of all those. But so he has always been driven. He's very, very detail oriented. He got his head down. He's always ready to learn a thing or two. And as you indicated, he's been in the the tutelage of this president for 12 years of his vice presidency, another 6 years in the opposition, and now the last 2 years in the mansion with the president, sitting with Greg Grisby, Sylvester Grisby. Greg was the consummate, diplomat. Greg has been in the foreign ministry for the longest that I know of. And so for him to have, had the opportunity of sitting with Greg and kind of soaking in, all of his experience that he brought to the mansion, So, yeah, Steve, I think there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that he is very qualified, to tackle this new assignment. And I think he will step up to, he will rise to the occasion. And I think he will deliver. He's had that exposure to the point where he's not gonna be outstruck and be blown away by these big boys coming to the mansion and demanding to see the president immediately. I think he has grown that spine, stiff enough to say, no, the president not available. He's not gonna see you until you tell me what it is you want to see the president about. That kind of thing. he's going to manage the president in a way that the president time will be, he will be economical and efficient with the president's time and all of that, and make sure to drive the president's agenda, as you indicated. When the president is out of the country, he's expected to still, hold a fort and make sure the country is run until the president gets back. And I think he will. I think he will be a good fit for this new assignment. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind.
Honorable Pewee, this is where the rubber meets the road. When you're talking about great speech writers, people don't understand how important that job is. When you listen to the great speeches of all time, let's look at John F. Kennedy, for instance. His speech to the nation during his inauguration, that line, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That is one of the greatest lines ever written. And some people are saying it was written by the speechwriter Sorensen. So we are talking about a guy who is a great speechwriter. He's a journalist. He's a man that can run the show. He was a director. I mean, you name it. This is the guy that anybody wants in their orbit.
Absolutely. Listen, a great speechwriter is a very good, very intelligent policy person that do understand the basic line of policy. He would sit and put together very wonderful speech, and then you can also try to sit behind the scene. Now that he's not his basic thing does not now to be on a speechwriter. He should give that examen. I think the president should have a speechwriter, but he would also do some input. He would not have the responsibility to coordinate central government. Sit and soberly reflect on, because it's very important to see the coordination when there's too much of this kind of a polarization within the central administration. You don't see government to be that effective. So he will have to draw a strict follow the objective of the personal address agenda, the arrest agenda, as to at what level do we have the arrest agenda now, and what's the intent, what's the president's own benchmark he's given. We need to do a review of that. So his first task, I want to believe, going to be here, setting this agenda straightforward to say, hey, you're going to someone ask the cabinet director to ask all spending institutions or those even government institutions across to give report as to where they are now, to update him, so he will update the president. I mean, if I was in his shoe, I would have started from that perspective, get the understanding of that. Then you do a kind of a metric to inform the president where we are. So that's what he's going to focus on. So a great speech writer is always a very good and level-headed policy kind of a person. Now, I don't know his work ethics. I don't know how focused he is in terms of if he's workaholic. That we know the president will know that. That's why the president appointed him. But he's one person that's going to focus on that and to coordinate that perspective and get the first report to his boss and do a revision of that, because the government is totally, for now, nothing is happening in the country. Everything is just not really moving, right? So the economy is tough. The macro economic is not that stable. In terms of the monitoring side of things is not also that great. So things are tough. You see, the president even had to do a mandation of rest importer and rest of that to bring prices to arbitrarily just bring prices down. I don't think it worked that way. So there will have to be some major policy observation in terms of how he intend to do that. So if you were to put into place those things and put it part of the agenda, I think we headed somewhere to see some things happen. But yeah, a great speechwriter can be a very good thinker, and a good thinker should be able to strike some things that will bring better results.
Mr. Nagbe, the people beat on us here at the closing argument and other places because they think we don't give the president credit. We criticize him all the time. And I have always told the folks, if you know something that is worth mentioning, call us. Because we are eager. We want to do this. So today, basically, I am the first hour, basically, I am dedicated to the president, Joseph Yuma Boakai. Now, to you, and I want Honorable Pewee to listen to, because when you're sitting on the bench, you know all the plays. You say it was me. I was going to score that goal, man. I was going to get. I was going to. Not only am I going to score the goal, but I'm going to make it 32. I'm going to kick it 32 and score all the fabulous things you be talking. But when they put that armband on you and say it's your time to come in the game, the onus is now on your shoulders. As Joseph Walker was an excellent vice president, but a terrible president as of now, is Steve Kwar, is he capable? Is he ready for the task? Was he a very good backup? Or you think he is going to be the real deal? Because those are two different responsibilities. When you are deputy, it's different. When they put you on there on our stage, it's a whole different ballgame.
That's right. And you're in a license ready for prime time. But Sylvester said something in his opening comments, and I absolutely agree with him. I think Steve is going to be as effective as the president will allow him to be, because he's going to be running the president's agenda. He's not going to be running his own agenda. Yes, he's going to have hold the keys, to the entrance to the presidency, the president's inner room, like I indicated earlier. But as to the other things that require him to run the president's agenda, to rein in errant, government functionaries who may not want to play by the rules, that kind of thing. He would be doing it at the will and pleasure of the president. The president may have certain people who he may be, have a soft spot for, that kind of thing. It's going to be a delicate balance, but again, Steve is coming, with the background of over 20 years of association with the president. I think he knows, all of the president's, little, pet peeves and whatever it is. So I think he's prepared. But I cannot forget the observation made by our friend Sylvester here. He's going to be as effective as the president will allow him to be. Even if he had, a radical suggestion to overhaul the office of the president, that has to be given a stamp of approval by the president. And so, he will be as effective as he may want to be. He definitely will have his own limitations, as will be imposed by the president especially. So we have to be mindful here. Sylvester Grisby, who is replacing, Sylvester was the consummate diplomat. He knew government inside out, and he was in the mansion for the past 2 years or so, and a lot transpired, since this UP rescue government came into power. Sylvester Grisby, I believe, is Greg that I knew, back in the day, during the days of, Ellen Johnson, even before that. I don't believe Greg was functioning and working in the system that we all been seeing unfolding here. But yet, Greg was in the belly of that beast. So is Steve going to be the one to strike out? I don't know. I have to really, really see, how he's going to come out of the gates, how he's going to hit the ground. And again, I have to keep coming back to what Sylvester has said. He is going to be as effective as I think the president will allow him to be. It's going to be difficult to see him do otherwise.
Let me go to Myean. Myean, what are the folks saying on the ground about the appointment of Steve what people are saying. What are you hearing? What people are saying about this appointment?
Okay,
And what,
so back
and
home, since
where were some of the names that you were hearing before they made this announcement?
okay, so before the announcement, we've been hearing about Heron Costa. So on today, we saw a lot of posts on the social media. So others were mocking Heron Costa, while others were applauding him for the level of work that he have done for the Unity Party government. Some said that if the Unity Party government cannot be able to appreciate anyone, they should be able to appreciate Henry Costa the most, because if it wouldn't have been for him, United Party would not be where they are today, because he stood up for the party. Most especially, some of them started to give some reference to the time the president went to the state and was in the house with Henry Costa at the house, where some said that it was in Henry Costa Hall where he cooked for the president. And then others were giving so many stories, narrating some stories that the president and Henry Costa had together. And then we heard about Charles, one Charles, where people said that he is the only close friend back in the days that were with the president when they attended school together. And then he's the only person that is around the president back then, where people will look out to say, yes, this man can be a minister of state with the president, because he needs someone who is a close ally to him. He needs someone who is a confidant to him, because you cannot put someone there who you cannot trust, or you cannot put someone there who you do not know who they are, or the person don't know anything about you, but rather just put in there because you want the person to occupy that space, or because of partisanship. No, because that was the reason, that was the point. Because when this appointment, before the appointment could even surface, we've been hearing so many rumors within the background that Henry Costa and Mr. Stigwa was the two names that were put before the board to be able to judge. Then Steve Quad name was the one who was successful, because so many people gave that view that if you put Henry Costa there, Henry Costa will not be able to keep so many information within the circle of the president, but rather he's someone who usually come out to give out information. So these are things that people were saying about Henry Costa. He will not be able to keep the information within the presidency. So as a result of that, they don't think he's able to be able to serve within that position. While others said they behave bad to Henry Costa, because giving him that assurance that, oh yeah, you will become the next minister of state. So you have already given him the leverage, or giving him the mindset that, yeah, I'll be to that position. He informed some of his friends, other police.
Who told him that they were giving the job?
That's the kind of information we are receiving.
On the
Yeah.
ground. It's gossip now.
Yeah, on the ground. So as a result of that, he have already believed it, informing some of his friends, close allies, that, oh yes, I will be announced as the next minister of state to the president. So as a result of that, come and see another name survey up. I think because since this name was posted up the executive mansion, we are not seeing an official statement from Henry Costa towards this appointment, or saying anything out to the Liberian people, but rather he remained constant. And then we yet to see so many comment or words from Liberians back home.
Okay. Well, Honorable Pewee, so here we are. Let's just suppose the candidates. Charles Manor, we know Charles Manor has been in government all his life. He's in his 80s. There's no way the president nominated him, appointed him rice czar. I didn't know there was such a position. They made him Nagbe, they made your cousin rice czar. Never heard from him since they appointed him. Maybe he just pick up his check.
What do you mean? I think they did a appointed man with a photo surface of him exercising in the backyard. You didn't see those photos?
Since the rice czar, we have shortage of rice. The rice price are going up. We not cut the rice. We're not something that we never heard from the rest. So on our Pewee, we got what, maybe another 13 minutes on this, because I really want for Ome Boakai to actually bask in how happy I am for this is institutional building. Well, when you were on this show, when those young men that were deputy minister of public works and the other young men that came from CDC, and everybody were asking, but all the brilliant minds that been through the system, what happened? Here is the same thing, right? This young man have been through the grinder. He been there. In American sports, we say he had experienced the agony of defeat when President Walker was defeated. And then he has also enjoyed the glory of victory when they won. And now here he is now going. So this man has experienced to hell and back. He been through that. Just oppose him with the other names that came out like Costa, Charles Manor, John Molu.
Confused. Yeah, so sorry for the sunny up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you were to just oppose, let's start with Charles Manor. Absolutely no. The old man is already old. There you go, your old man. It's not
I got a stressful job.
Yeah, stressful job. One day, two things we're gonna hear.
we looking for a new one. 2 weeks later, they say,
listen, if you put Charles Manor already 80 years old, as he said, or more.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
You have a lot of radical politicians around that wanting the job. They were stressing up too much to the extent that there'll be problem. And it was good that the president didn't appoint him on a serious note. In terms of experience, he's been working around before, yes, but his age would it permit him to do a kind of a job? It requires full-time commitment. Samuel Kofi Woos. That point in the camp, I think was not that they weren't that pleased. It turns out the old man saw. So the old man wanted probably someone that he could personally really relate to. Yeah, Kofi Woos got the experience, he got the government experience, the qualification, and all those things, but he was not appealing to a certain camp on a serious note. Mamaka is someone that's always in morning controversy.
Yeah.
Can you bring someone that is overly always pushing for money deals and all of things? You need someone with strong impact.
Is that the lady that was on the yellow machine?
Yes.
I thought, oh.
Yes. So you need someone that would have that kind of integrity issue when it comes to that. So Mamaka was out of the picture. Then that comes to our own dear brother, Heron Costa. And the reason why from the beginning I said that Heron Costa would be difficult, it was because of his past record in terms of things he said about the woman and things he said about other government officials. But he got zero experience in working. He's never worked before.
Be careful now. Be careful now. That our friend Tomalin, our friend Ben, our friend Peabody, and our friend Sylvester Pewee.
We're going to the issue I pointed out, job. He got the only thing he will say he did for is to be political commentator. He know what you cannot be minister of state president and chief of staff to the president of Liberia if you got zero experience. I will hope, and that's my prediction, that the current job now, we are there left from the minister for state with a portfolio for special services. That would be the job, probably. If you can try that, and that would be a huge elevation also. But the chief of staff, I didn't expect this. Trust me, I didn't expect this. They are going to be the biggest shock in my life to hear that the president appointed him chief of staff. Now, and one of the major reasons you are carrier of major state secret. Now, so those of us that went to the pro society, you make that serious commitment there that you cannot divulge sensitive and critical information that you acquire from the pro society. An attempt to do that is tantamount of you even committing suicide. So there are certain people that will behave a certain way. You don't go close to those kind of areas. So sometimes in life, it's good to hold on, and that's what I learned. I learned that from my parents, my mother.
Sylvester, before you put it down, and I totally agree with you making some very, very valid points. But let me ask you, a lot of people have talked about DJ Samukai. What do you think? I mean, besides him probably being I don't know if they're even related, but close to the president, why couldn't him have been given that portfolio?
A lot of things. DJ, and my inside source, and I got an inside source that can never disappoint me. My inside source, the main reason why the president didn't appoint BJ to this position, that's his nephew too. The main reason is because BJ attended a church service with President Weah in the midst of the campaign. That church service. But again, BJ had to do that. He had to do that to push for President Weah to pardon him. You know, President Weah did pardon him, right? Mm-hmm. But the mistake, I think he didn't play well with your uncle. He didn't inform the uncle that I was doing this. So they just saw the photo hitting on social media. So the president was very disappointed in BJ. That's one of the reasons why up to now, they haven't given him a job. He was pushing to go maritime. They didn't get that to him and other areas. So BJ reason is that he went in for a crown church. That's the personal reason the woman got went. The woman took it very personal. The woman thought it was a slap in the face. In the heat of the campaign, he's going to an adversary church. Right? So, and BJ had no option but to do that because he needed the pardon from Weah. And it makes a lot of sense because if Waka had pardoned him, he pardoned his nephew, right? So he needed to push the deal, and I have President Weah did pardon him on that case. That, so that's the reason. But
what's about John Molu?
Very competent. Now, John Molu, the president broke apart because people in the circle believe that John Molu is someone also that you can trust. They believe that he would have penetrated the whole system and take control of the system and sideline all of those in the outbreak of those around the president. And I want to also believe that President Salif may have played some role in that advancing. He's now a trustworthy gentleman. You cannot deal with it. And he saw what unfolded during Madam Salif days when John Molu took the attack to LA.
Yeah.
Right? And other things. So John Molu was, from the beginning, that's why my inside, John Molu was clearly outside the line. Now, so people that were considered in this thing was the man they appointed now, the current cabinet director, Cabo, and that of Samuel Kuku. These are the three basically top in the list.
Okay. Enough. We half of our show has been dedicated to the Lofa County chief.
But Jerome, I wanted to highlight as you go, our friend here, actual factual. I keep reading what he wrote here, and I don't disagree with him at all. He said that that position gets too much attention, in my opinion. I see it as being a glorified secretarial position. That's my thought. I think he makes a point there. Maybe we're putting too much on this chief of staff position, no?
Well, listen, it's just like in other countries, right? They have the prime minister and they have the president. The president is usually just a ceremonial position, right? In Liberia, we got it backward. The supremacy of the entire government is in one position, that is the president. Mm. And whoever runs his office, it's like we were talking about the importance of great speech writers, right? They say the speech writer can capture the soul of the president, and those little catchy phrases that they pick to be highlighted can set the agenda of the president. Like that speech we're talking about, "Ask not what your country can do for you," were written by Sorensen, right? That line sets the John F. Kennedy on a different trajectory. brought in the Peace Corps, America's back to work to basically continue the manifest destiny. We are going all over the world and we're going to plant our flag. So that particular line, so that office, that gentleman is the gatekeeper. He determines who goes in and who comes out, what policies are highlighted, all of these things. That office is so important that the U.S. Embassy, the United States government, they zone in on McGill, that he was too powerful. Because some folks say he was the de facto president of the Republic of Liberia. That's how powerful that particular position is. Prior to him, Mr. Knuckles, when Knuckles was secretary, when he was Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, most of the big position things were done. And then when the guy from Bummy, what's his name? Who was the next secretary from
Maurice Satoma?
Maurice Satoma. Maurice Satoma would write major letters to corporations and entities and say, as per the president. And he would demand millions and they would give it to him until he was exposed. That's how powerful that position is. So yes, you can call him whatever you want, but that position is not what you think it is. Mr. Pewee.
Let me disagree with that person's opinion, clearly. Let me heavily disagree with it. That position is not just glorified secretary, no, or whatsoever you want to call it. It is the most powerful position in the cabinet. Though we have the foreign minister as the dean of the cabinet, that position, if you are effectively exerting your role and executing it according to, go back to the executive law of 1972 and had the executive law outline the position of the Minister of State and Chief of Staff to the office of the President. It's clear. It says the President shall coordinate the central affairs of the President. Coordinate. And that's why the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and Chief of Staff to the President is increasingly powerful. The reason is simple. And that's why I said the caveat first. I said this thing, it depends sometimes also on the presidency. If the president will want to see that his minister effective, because then if the president will say, like, Mr. We are, then one of the circular that came out and said, give out to all ministerial government agencies before any minister or official government leave the country, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs have to approve your travel. It's what. And in certain things unfolding, the Minister of State will have to approve. So anybody that is doing something outside of that mandate, you will come in conflict with the presidency. And that is tantamount to either suspension or termination. So that's the basic line of that. So if you want to go back to the 1972 executive law that refer and see the act that created the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, you know that it's not a play job. It's an extraordinarily powerful portfolio that anyone that's appointed into, if you are very executive, you will be a very reasonable and powerful person in the country. You change, a lot of things get changed by your interventions, by your coordinations, and all those things.
Yeah.
So it's important, very important.
Yeah, Nagbe. For our listener here who trying to mix it up, it says here, the president on policy issues and enduring that government decisions are communicated and implemented effectively across the ministries and agencies. The minister is the gatekeeper.
He is.
So the presidency, and in many ways, the executor of the president's agenda. He is the guy. He's the arrowhead.
Yes.
The office demands not only the political loyalty, but also administrative efficiency, strategic oversight, and a clear sense of national priority. The role becomes even more consequential in government that is trying to reset public trust and rebuild governance institutions. In such context, the Minister of State must serve as the bridge between the vision of the president and the operational machinery of the government. It is the role that requires someone with the ability to maintain internal coherence among diverse ministries and agencies while ensuring that the public perceive the president's interaction with both domestic and international partners and represent the president as major diplomatic and intergovernmental agency whenever needed. This position is it.
Listen, the Minister of State will walk in. The Minister of State will walk in the morning, enter his office, and ask the protocol to the president. When the protocol is presenting the president agenda for the day, the minister still have to approve that agenda. This is what we're going to do today. The Minister of State can just wake up in the morning and go to the president and say, I want to see what the Minister of this is doing. We call you to give report. You know, the Minister of State is increasing it. Powerful. You have to, everybody, I mean, you are the chief of staff. Nobody gets the president if you are not there to open the gate. No. So it's not a secretary job. No. It's a perform the powerful job. And in terms if you are kind of a policy-driven person, if the Minister of State is very good, cool, and someone that can coordinate things, trust me, you can make the presidency very powerful. A lot of things can happen. And that's the reason why every international investors, the main person they want to see in the country is the Minister of State. Yeah.
Now let's move on to FIFA. FIFA enlists the ex-president of Liberia, President Weah, to lead the player voice panel against racism. Pewee, if you think the Minister of State was powerful, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs represents a country. This position represents the entire world, all basically 192 countries within the UN. This is serious. Racism is everywhere, especially now where the darker skinned guys have become the dominant force in the Premier League, in FIFA, everywhere in the world. Obviously, they are making the most money. It brings some resentment from those who have always been at the top of the food chain. So how does President Weah handle this? This is going to be tough, Mr. Pewee. How do you think he's going to do at this? This is not about soccer. This is about administration. This is about leadership. This is about reconciliation. This is about bringing people together. How do you think he's going to do here, Mr. Pewee? Pewee.
Yeah.
I am talking about the former president being selected by FIFA to bring the world together on racism. Like I'm saying, this is not being president of one country. Now he's going to be dealing with the entire world, 192 countries, maybe 200 of them. This is serious stuff. How well do you think he's going to do? This is not about playing soccer. This is leadership. This is administrative. This is executive power. This is all wrapped in one.
You know, football itself, to play football, sports is about leadership too. You know, it's applying leadership, and all he role he play, captain, all of things. FIFA is one of the world's richest organizations, one of the world's most powerful, richest.
Of course.
And to see this, and racism is one of the major battles FIFA have been struggling with for decades. So to allow him to head this, to be the voice in this direction with other African players and other global actors that play the game, it's not only kind of a big win for him as a person, but this also further justify that he's someone that's respected the voiceover. And this is tough on a serious note. He did extraordinary work in this area, and he's also one of those players at the time that was a victim of this kind of circumstances that unfolded. You know, he was being shown the market sign. They chanted this marketing on him before when he played in AC Milan. And so he's a victim of what now is pushing him to do. And that's a remarkable way of coming to show to the group that he's a kind of a leader also that can push for unity on the field, because this is a very powerful organization. and it's what? Just trying to say something?
No, somebody texting me. It's stupid. I don't even want to listen. I don't even want to listen. I just envy.
Oh yeah, so it's a massive role that he's playing, and if you were to see these things unfold, because FIFA is not a play thing that you want to see. So particularly in this kind of a line, because racism is still a particular problem. You know, the fans, spectators, and all those things, if you will, the way they would chant these different racist slugs on individuals, particularly those from Africa or other part of the world. And so this role going to be a very keen task for them to push and to be the voice in this kind of a critical time. It's an extraordinary achievement, and I will hope that he will move to follow proof to the world that he's not only a national leader, but he's an international actor also.
Mr. Nagbe, when President Weah was playing, the reason he didn't win his second Ballon d'Or was when somebody was being racist against him and he lost his temper and head-butted the person. And he admitted, he says, if I have not allowed myself to get lower into this, I would have won my second Ballon d'Or. So because of that interaction, I may have lost that vote. I may have lost one vote to make me a repeat Ballon d'Or. He was brave enough and strong enough to admit to the world that he was wrong. Even though what happened to him was wrong, his response, and usually the folks do not see the guy who initiated the foul. It is the response that they always catch. So this is going to be a big task, Mr. Nagbe, to control racism in a world where the black people, the black young men are making so much money now that the white guys that used to be at the top of the food table, at the chain, they hear these boys from some of the places in Africa you never heard of before. They're making 100 million, 10 million, 15 million. So it brings some resentment. How does he bridge that gap?
Yeah, it's a difficult balance to play between, the people who cut the population where your check, is cut, and they appreciating what you're giving them, because most of our brothers and sisters now, they come from these poor countries, and they go into these wealthier countries, and they go and entertain these people, and give them, pastime to have fun, enjoy themselves. But that they don't see them as equal. They don't value what they're giving, and they see them as gladiators. You go in the theater and perform. You play your part, you go home. And so, yeah, he's going to do a lot of heavy lifting, trying to raise awareness. I mean, racism has been with us for time immemorial. But yeah, our players from third world countries, they have not they haven't enjoyed the appreciation that will match what they're contributing to our mostly European nations. Mostly, the racism is at its peak in those European countries. We know they're on the field enjoying them play, and at the same time they're calling them names and throwing bananas and stuff at them. Calling them monkeys. Who doesn't remember Zinedine Zidane? I believe that's his name. The guy from Iran. I think it was in the '06 World Cup. Or whatever. Hair-butting an Italian. Because of something that he said he may have said to him. So they do these things to them all of the time. They taunt them, they spit on them, they disrespect them, So the awareness is shouldn't be, that difficult to call attention to. But I hope the president, and his team would develop a strategy that will put this beyond just awareness. They need to take it to a point where action will be taken, so that this kind of disrespect and this kind of lack of appreciation for the talent that these people are bringing to the pitch, will cease. People need to be aware that this is a yang and yin situation. They need these people to entertain them, and so they themselves they have to pay them, and respect them. But this I don't know this why this president was selected. He's not the he's not the he's not the vocal type of person who will grab a microphone and and make a moving, passionate. I don't know. I mean, even though this role may not require that, he probably will be working behind the scenes. But yeah, the president has a very large microphone. He's well known throughout the world. He's still one of the best around soccer player around, and now he's being president. So if he applies himself well, he could very well make an impact. But let's not forget he's been in these kinds of roles. This is probably his third time. We know that he was a UNICEF ambassador, I think, in 2016 or so. I don't know what he did there. And then President Sirleaf in 2000, I think, two or so, made him the peace ambassador. I don't know. I can't point to anything much that he was able to do with those two offices. So this is a much bigger stage. You're talking about this is a multinational engagement. He'll be working with various people with various attitude and various upbringing. People from Africa and out of Africa. So his ability to bring those people together and guide them into meaningful production, all of that will be seen. But all in all, congratulations to the president. I think again, he's through him, Liberia is going to be raised. His Liberia profile is going to be raised again internationally. So
Thank you.
I wish him all the best.
Thank you very much. We're going to be going to the line soon, but before then, I had to touch on this one. I was watching Minister of Gamfuan today on ELBS, the government place, and he made me laugh when he said, anyone who says that this government is not progressing, he said, I don't know what planet they are on. He said, look at the road to the south.
How about he tell us what planet he's on?
He said the road to the southeast. The road to the southeast is so good that you can leave Maryland County and come to meeting in New York. He said, and I'm not lying because is what he says, Harrison, what is it, Penno? Penno is my witness. Is that Harrison Penno? That's his name, the guy. Zoe Penno. Is this Zoe Penno?
Zoe Penno, yeah.
Yeah, Zoe Penno. And where's the other senator? Yaya Nimle. That's his name, eh? Yasa. He said, these guys, they're all witnesses. They wrote downside. I'm not saying anything. He said, I got witness. I got live. And I'm saying to myself, if this uneducated guy sitting over here telling us the success of this administration, that road has been built in the southeast, and he's not saying talk to the people from Grand Jury, he talk to Zopen. I mean, I've never seen anything like this, and I'm saying, what is going on with these people? Real quick, 1 minute, so we go to the line.
I hope Mr. Anthony Gay will call in too, because I know you're watching. Let him tell us what the finance minister said, whether his bossman Yaya really said that Southeastern Road. Because I have this very week, Sarah, who is here with us, she has been posting. You've seen some of the videos from the road going to the southeast. So.
But Pewee, this guy reminded me of Baghdad Bob. the Iraqi, they blowing the whole city where the guys said we are winning. So we shot at about 10 US jets. In fact, we killed 5,000 today. In the meantime, he finally went to the border.
He packing his bag.
That's the former minister of information. You have to step in. I read a lot about him, right? But the man's a performing intellectual. The man said the US are committing suicide to the gate of Badar. So the UN, he said they are committing suicide. Yeah. He said no, they are.
The guy, the man was something. I think when this man is talking, the war is on national TV, international TV. Everybody see what's happening. The man said, "Don't listen to that thing." At least during those days, there were no AI, so you couldn't say AI. He said they are falling the fly. He said they are committing suicide because their aims and objectives they can't get it. Go ahead.
But that fell.
Jerome, someone is writing here. They done seen TC on YouTube. I don't know.
Okay, Myean, are we on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Sylvester.
But that fell. The man was almost out to the edges. The man across the Euphrates River. He said they are committing suicide to get up Badar. But you know the U.S. government ain't charging him. They said, "No, do your job."
Oh yeah, that and it was Mohammed Saeed Al-Sharif.
Yeah, Mohammed Saeed.
Oh, he's 85 years old now. He just turned 85 July 30th.
Yeah,
he lived long enough. He's still enjoying his life. He's in Syria.
Yeah, Mohammed Saeed. Yeah, I hear that.
That's a smart man. That's why he's still living. You live. You say why you fight to live another day, right?
That's right, especially when you're running. Let's go to the line here.
He said the revolutionary forces are killing them.
He saw the signal. Young man, let's go to the line and see if anybody want to talk on the different subject we have today, whether it is President Weah, Honorable Joseph Boakai, the finance minister, anything they want to talk about, let's go to the line because I know in 30 minutes we'll be going.
Okay, so to put your calls in, you can put your calls in 077764996 077764996, and we also have +231 077764996. That's our WhatsApp number. Let's go and pick up this first call. Hello, caller. Your name, where do you call from?
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. Your name?
I'm Boy from Peabody.
Okay, make your contribution tonight.
Yeah, let's say hi to all the panelists. That is fair to the disco, right?
Mm-hmm.
24 president, we have time. Every president, early. I saw his goal. And now, those 3 times, which one is okay? Which one is okay? Why would be appreciated?
So you have to decide. You have to decide.
Yeah, I mean, I decide now that this time is okay. That's why I think very on Nana who know it's their name. So when we were doing the coming out there, I kind of go sit down.
Wow. 077764996. Please don't attack individual here. Just go straight to the point. 077764996. Let's pick up this next caller. Hello, caller. Yeah, please be audible. Your name and where do you come from? Okay, please stay away from monitor. Go ahead.
All right. Why did Mr. President win the election? Because of age. We were having our OH voting that we come in power, everything will be fine. We will not know the behavior. But now we have to do it. We will use like presidents we change now. Any president to come in power to make 12 years if we have. Because so long we know your behavior, you will never come to our place again. So Waga is already free. We are waiting now to parking and put another person in power. That's all.
Okay. Thank you. 077764996 077764996 for our WhatsApp line is +231 777-649-986. Mr. Gayman just announced the diaspora number so we can pin them up very quickly.
Okay, number you want to announce the 609 number? Let's put them up.
Yeah, Mr. Number, you can get WhatsApp me.
You are muted, Mr. Nagbe.
I'm tapping in the chat. Maya, you want me to?
Yeah,
Yeah, WhatsApp me. You have my WhatsApp number, right?
No, man, I got something, but I don't have yours.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Gayman, just send you quickly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maya, go ahead. 609.
I'm okay. Your name, where do you go from? Okay, make your point.
I don't speak on President Carter. You know the reason why we recorded rescue puppets, small rescue puppets, because the people that allowed to us, so still much irrigation or improve water. But now you see the Father now riding living there. That's the country. Now they're not the green. They have in the school, so train up in the school. When I saw there.
Okay, welcome. 077764986 for the diaspora number. You can put your cost in 0. That's 772-940-2871 for the diaspora line. Let's pick up this next caller. Hello, caller. Anima, where do you call from? Okay, make your point.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. Your name?
Yeah, Francis myself.
Okay.
Maybe I said it right. All the politicians like my brother. Which one they come?
That's the question.
Yeah, my question I know. What I'm saying, right? All the same system. PAPO, CNCO. And they're all one in new bottle. The kind of brain that we want 11 for watching and watching. You know, person, when I just know all politicians that's to you. And the kind of people we want to see that. Well, they do. The other person, they walk. And they see all one in the which one they will counting with 10 years. Which one they will count children's school fee will be paid when you not pay your own children's school fee? Which one of them? Well, I think in that doing this guy is doing it because they want something. When they get it, they not see you again, sir. So me, I said enough for it. They wouldn't well for. Well, I see new person. And that new person, all the people you will get around will be new people.
It will be very, very difficult because that's the same politician will come back.
That they will come, but this is my brother. Any new person, everything will be new. Any other person will go to you without 40. Because when you scream down when you take over, but guess what? The politician that you will meet with again, when you come, you won't open the thing up. With no other telling that the people that are seeing all one in new but nothing that's strange. We'll bring there to the battle girl. Well, other people that being in their way, Baba, they don't be there. They don't know.
Okay, thank you. That's you bring all wine in new bottle. Hello, caller. Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Baptist Seminary. I'm Solomon Kelly.
Make a point.
Yeah, I just want to ask the other journalists because you call President Myean, he called his name President Myean, but then come to Joseph Bogan, he said honorable.
Maybe
you call him President and you only call him honorable.
Maybe that was a slight mistake. You know, everyone is not perfect, or error is not equal from correction. So maybe that was a mistake.
I just want to know.
Yeah. We apologize. Okay, thank you. 077764986 plus 23177764986. Let's see if we can pick up this next caller. Please stay away from a monitor.
Good evening, my friend.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where do you call from?
This is Anthony Fugu. I call from Firestone.
Okay, make a point from Firestone. How is Firestone?
Very good.
Okay, go ahead.
Before I can make my comments, my brother, I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I hear plenty people saying children are in school. so that the government will put your children in school.
Maybe they are saying children are in school because the government is not giving out money or disbursing money out for people to get money. That's why.
If they want that, they can put Nathaniel Mange bargaining position.
To do what?
To be sharing money. I want to tell them again, I saw broadcasting money in the country. Say I was born.
So what's about Padre Hona who was sharing money? What's about that?
No, I don't know him to be on record for that. I know Nathaniel Mange.
Okay.
I know the former National Bank
Governor. Okay.
I know them to do that. If it ain't Mark here, we saw it.
Okay.
I came from work one day. Let me tell you something. I came from work one day. I saw Nathaniel Mange, a few group of people were not even up to 30, giving them $50,000 in cartoon.
Wow.
$50,000 in cartoon. He said he was running campaign. So, except they bring those kind of people by before ever, government can take responsibility to pay the whole Liberian children tuition. You have to, government can employ everybody. So all went to school, were on mission. Our people were making fucking fun. Our mother were planting potato green. They were not working for government. So you expect the government, after the war have driven away every employer, private sectors, you expect the government to employ everybody, and you say children now in school. Who will put your children in school?
That's a question, man.
Thank you, man, my brother. All I have for them tonight.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's pick up this next caller. Hello, caller. Please stay away for your monitor.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Yes.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
I'm Isaac Patrick. I'm calling from the Congo Nagbe.
Okay, please stay away from your monitor. That's all we need from you right now. Wow.
Okay. All right. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Correct two things that I heard the other caller was complaining about.
Okay, make your point.
Why did you refer to George Weah as George Mane Weah and referring to Tomalin as Excellency or Honorable? Don't you know that Joseph Boakai is the current president? At the time when Weah was president, who used to refer to him as George Mane Weah? He was the excellency. Right now, we are going to you must back. And Baka used to back for him. So you will not address Baka right now the same way you expect people ordinarily to address Weah.
No, let me try to make you understand why he's saying, because one of our panelists said President Weah, and then he referred to the president Joseph Yuma Boakai as Honorable Boakai. So that was the correction he was making.
Honorable Boakai and who?
And the former president as President Boakai.
President Boakai.
Yeah.
And say Honorable Weah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Second to that. When you looking at, let's say, the school based, you always see people crying. From my belief and what I think is, government can give people everybody job, right? But government can create enabling environment for people to get jobs. Like, for example, in company, let's say, trying to get like the Lebanese stores in the riot, where you see Lebanese people behind counter serving at cashier and other stuff. These are places that we think Liberians should be. So if people crying, it ain't got to be that government should go be destroying money, like you come with money and go pay a tax, like you do this. No, they got funding that people can donate to the Ministry of Education, but they will pull up the vacancy like scholarship. It will be for the few people, and the time will be very short. They just did that. They will pull out the vacancy like from the 1st to the 10th.
Okay.
What publicity?
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Let's see who can pick up this next caller. Hello, caller. Nima, where do you call from? Please be audible. You are very low.
I come from Dopoh.
Okay, make your point, your name. Go ahead. You said what? Kevin Bay is not on. Kevin Bay is not on. I'm not hearing you. Oh, it been a while. Okay, it been a while. You stop hearing from him. Okay, okay. He's in the back. He's doing some work. So pretty soon he'll be on. Okay, thank you. Hello, caller. Anime, where do you call from?
My name is Prince Moses. How you doing?
I'm okay.
You see, you know they rescue people. You know how they call them?
That's how you tell me.
But you're talking about boat. I didn't know boat. That boat, they call that boat, the title of the boat is so for inside, you say in public, and the way we can call it. You see the people that are calling today talking about school fees, some of them training, not in school. Yes, some of them training, not in school. The country half of the people that tell us the country half.
Wow, we lost that caller. 0777649986 for the land for the diaspora line is 772-940-2871 or 609-334-6619 are the numbers to call us tonight on the closing argument. 0777649986 0777649986. So we have roughly about 11 minutes to go off Truth FM, but we will still be on the closing argument online 0777649986. So Mr. Gayman or Mr. Nagbe, if you have call, just let me know. But I pick up this caller. Hello, caller. Nime, where do you call from?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay. Nime, where do you call from?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much. God bless you. The first thing I will tell you, my brother, you say you are doing well. My brother, tonight, let me have a look at it anyway. You say that you're so from the fan. Okay, can you imagine? Doing your way after you could not see the road from Ghana to go right there. So now 2-3 months to each on the road. I'll go look for testing. I'll be going to test it. So to come back, I appreciate it because even though you are not continuing with the good tire, we still got tough for the going from. So I didn't get somebody more appreciate that person. I would praise somebody. Thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah.
Okay, welcome. Amen. Let's pick up the next caller. Hello, caller.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Your name, where do you call from?
I'm Joel Reeves from Dopoh.
Okay, make your point.
It's not like one. Yes, the country is so high. I agree. There's some president where was in power. We have 3 days free call the girl for the family boy. Says yeah. We bought the government for 4,500. Eh? You not forget? This minute better we will start. Trying to oil 4,500 government. For the family for $1, I think they 2-3 call is nearly $200 per dollar. But I said she want to cancel that. Most of the car going to say, the one want to suffer a citizen. As soon as they win, in about 2 weeks, they put that parliamentary on. They tell somebody else the country have, we shall have regime, and try we have regime, where you never will from the side, take money, you go pay school. Because somebody they move out money, they were getting, they are getting it again. They getting it, I think one money, why was that someone they move out? They put a real on. People develop a Trump, people develop on circulate, people develop on circulate. They go up with it, they're not coming again. That is what's happening. Thank you, man.
Okay, welcome.
The pool on the shoulder, the parliament. Oh, they're not trying by the way. They barely win. Oh, they're coming to go and minister well. And then after they let it happen, it was so bad to say, yeah, we're talking for you. But that's not so bad.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's so funny. 0777649986. Who's on the hello? Okay, let's see what we can pick up this next caller. We have roughly about 8 minutes to go. 0777 649986 0777 649986. Mr. Gayman, if you have a call there, you can let me know.
Mr. Nagbe and Pewee, the caller say all the panelists you're on our show, you know you're looking for jobs. Pewee, the panelists say
so we have someone on the line here. Let's go pick up this caller. Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening.
I'm okay. Your name and where do you call from?
My name is Joanne. I call from Broadview this evening.
Okay, Broadview. How's Broadview?
Broadview is okay.
Okay, make your point tonight.
Well, I heard Mr. Gayman talking about if you have other things that you want to just talk about. Firstly, I want to say thank you for the program. Thank you to Mr. Gayman and the other in studio, Mr. Nagbe. I want to say thank you for the program. But I want to know if the closing argument can go beyond borders. What I mean, today discuss other things are happening around.
Yes.
From politics, because it really came to my mind when a few days ago I listened to a lady that had a sad incident in the Ghana area that she was talking about. Her child was drugged, and he died from that. So I really wanted to know if the closing argument go beyond borders.
We discuss, if you can really follow, we discuss so many issues relating to health, drugs, and other issues within the country, not in the politics.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to do something, you can just you can just call it number in case you want to appear on the show or something. Just call it number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then the other thing that I have on my mind is another caller call. He was talking about the rules, condition, and talking about what the government stopped. That's where the president stopped. That where another president take off from. And because we understand that government is continuity.
Yeah.
So President Myean came, he did what he could do and he stopped it. Mother Ellen came, she did what she could do and stopped it. The things they are accomplishing is not from your pocket. It's just continuity. So I just want to make it clear to that caller that was saying that Waka is doing more and this is, it's not an individual thing that each of them are doing. So I just want to make that clear. Government is continuity, and we have to flow with that and understand that. Thank you for affording me the time.
Okay, welcome. 0777649986. So we have roughly about 5 minutes to go of Truth FM. 0777 649986. 0777 649986. We also have for the diaspora line, we have 772-940-2871. Let me pick up this caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, name and where do you call from?
This is Jerome Gayman,
Johnsonville, Lokintown. Make your point.
I just called to make emphasis on the complicated issue that is ongoing in the country, because there are a lot of calling saying that the country is very, very hard, and then other people saying the country is not hard. The country is hard to be here. For me, I am a motorcyclist. I understand how difficult it is not to lobby around and then to be able to get one or two things by yourself. Even though the government of salary increment, the government have increased the salary of police and other security sectors. That's how I've been people. Yeah, they are there when I'm talking about that of motorcycles. So there's time to see policemen and keke riders fighting, policemen fighting. So the government actually need to do something. So we see can benefit from it. But the country is very, very tough, to be honest.
Okay, the country is tough. Okay, thank you. 0777649986. 0777649986. Let's see if we can pick up this second to the last caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
My name is Sylvester Kamara from Chicken Factory Golf.
Okay, Chicken Factory Golf. Go ahead, make a point.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show's posting argument. But you are not asking just to you yourself and industry. Sometimes when the people when the callers come out with fake information, you give them you can't argue them and get that information for next time for them to balance the show. No, Waka is suffering the Liberian people voting Joshua. We agree Joshua out there, you say you came to rescue. Rescue the Liberians, forget about Joshua. Now Joshua representing Liberia on the war. So that Waka do what you think he can do for Liberia. They take up property, they restore the motorcyclists' rights, they fight drugs, they do any other thing that can rescue Liberia. People should not just look at it. They can defend nothing about pocket. They can say positive. Don't talk about rule. Who said the basis for the Southeastern rule? Is that what you want to say? I love the woman that said government is continuity.
That's what we are saying.
Yeah. So when Joshua stops somewhere, you can. It set the basis for you. You can do. Bring your own. Let's see what you can do for yourself. First, you said Joshua not doing anything, but everything I left, you still working on Joshua's legacy. So we are not discussing Joshua and not discuss the rescue. What the rescue can do for the Liberian people. Now, the rescue will know. They already set the basis for people to work and send their children to school. Joshua will pay free tuition and salary classes. There's somebody talk about Nagbe again. They don't know what to say. Let them forget what they ask of them and do what the thing we can do. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome. Let's go pick up this last caller. Let's squeeze in this last caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, you are last caller. Make your point.
Yeah, Team Swan from football.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, all the panelists say somebody call and say you want job. Let me fair. If they don't win to make cover bid, they will not come and get job.
That you should not be attacking personality. Just go after the issue.
Okay.
This is not about Berede. This is not about the panelists. It's about the Liberian people.
No problem, right? I agree. But the same way the talking like that going to solve this problem is there what they will suffer. Still
Okay. Thank you all so much. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, your name and where do you call from?
My name is John Fumo. I call from Supreme Community.
Okay, make your point.
Okay, this is Liberia.
Yeah.
When the government is doing well, I think we should try to appreciate the government.
Exactly.
I personally did not follow this government. For Liberia, the betterment of Liberia is not concerned. The little thing that this government is doing is to strike. Just in less than 2 years. I mean, let us try to compare the government with the other things that are happening. Today, let's say 88 buses going to Southeastern. This is unprecedented. For people, it's too much of, party sentiment into the discourse, which is wrong. Let us praise people when they are doing the right thing. Every government that comes, we must praise them for their stewardship. If it is better, we say it. If it is poor, we say it. But for now, let us try to praise the government at least for what they are doing.
Okay.
When it's there, we must.
Okay, thank you. We have to go, Mr. Gayman. Can you take it off from your end there?
Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7:30 in these United States on the East Coast. The young lady wanted me to tell you, Mr. Pewee, Honorable Pewee, and Nagbe, that the Washington Generals, as they call them, they defeated the New York Giants. You go watch
Commanders. No, the Washington Commanders.
The commanding generals, they beat the New York Giants. So we should really talk about the Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. I understand. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I thought the Eagle game last week. Who won?
Oh, come on now. The defending champion, they won handily. Beautiful game. It was a beautiful game, though. But my Miami Dolphins, those guys don't like. They don't like. They don't. I mean, they eat fish for dinner and lunch. They don't care. They got no respect for us.
They just go on the field to have a good time, go back home.
Wear our nice jersey. We wear our nice jerseys. We looking clean.
The Miami boys can eat a lot of food. How they get beaten.
But gentlemen,
they never have a good time.
They show you hearing from across the country the view of the folks. It has gotten to the point where I thought today we were going to get the praises of the year because we spent an hour talking good things about how well the president has done. Then the folks attack us and say we're not balanced. I don't know how much more can we do this. Mr. Pewee, we spent an hour praising the president.
Maybe we will have to do it for 10 years for the believe the side. It's a mass of the people.
Yeah, Mr. Nagbe, we spent, there was a great appointment. The entire show almost was dedicated to the president, what he has done. And we pray that Mr. Stikwa does well. Because if he does well, the country does well. It's a win-win for everybody. I don't know what they were listening to all the time we spent on this particular topic. We have 5 topics we spent on only one. That one, because it's worth it. It's not worth it that a young boy from some interior in Lofa work his way up through not through who knows you based on what we saw here. He worked his behind off from the bottom to the top, and that is something that we need when we talk about.
Is he from Lofa?
Yes, that's what I heard. Now we are talking about when we talk about merit, everybody about a meritocracy, this is what merit is. Working your way from the bottom to the top. That's merit. That is it. It's not like they come to the United States and get me from there, take me and put me over everybody, or take Victor, take him over there, put him. This man worked, never left the country, worked his way from point A to point B. And when his time shows up, it's time for him to be elevated, and I think rightfully so. So I don't know why they were listening to when they say we got to balance the show. We're not saying much about what the president does.
You know, on these platforms, I've gotten used to, people will hear what they want to hear, Jerome. They will say what they want to say. I come on, I do the best I can to give my own observation as I see our country is moving. Like I said, people will hear what they want to hear, and people will see what they want to see, and say what they want to say. We've been nothing but complimentary to the president's appointment. We have expressed, some reservations where necessary. But like you said, generally, on the whole, I think we've been very complimentary to the appointment. So I don't know what they're talking about. Seleke says in the back as we're getting ready to sign off. I think he's
let him come in and get close. But
we leaving, right?
Yes. Wait, let's close out so we can go.
Yeah, all right. It was a great show. My voice not too good that I got cold, so
man, if you got cold, but you're not dressing warm, man. Your chest is open.
You're drinking cold water too. You should be drinking some warm tea or something.
Long water with lime.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, well, hope Sylvester feels well. All the best to him. But in my opinion, I think we've been very, very, actually more so generous than on other topics involving this government. I think we really did the best. Not even walking the middle line. I think we've been more complimentary and appreciative of this appointment. So I'm not gonna go to what the colors are saying. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I think the president made a good choice. I think this choice is practical for the president in terms of his comfortability. I think the chief of staff is a person the president has to be comfortable with, and also balance that against the president's, the person's trustworthiness. I think Sylvester here made some very salient points. One, this person is going to be entrusted with a lot of secrets, both personal on the president's part and national as well. So they have to be they have to be the kind of president the president should be able to go to sleep and not having to worry as to whether they're going to divulge, any of those secrets. Two, uh, I agree with Mr. Pewee here too. The person serving in this role will be as effective as the president allows them to be. I think that is something we have to also be mindful of. It's almost like the vice presidency. The president will give you assignments and stuff, and you'll be as effective as the assignments you'll be giving. But on the whole, I think Samuel Steve Quayle has demonstrated, I think, enough sufficient credibility professionally. Like you pointed out, Jerome, we haven't read anything about him in the press about any untoward behavior, that would be beneath the office of the president chief of staff. So all in all, congratulations to Mr. Quayle, Steve Quayle, on the appointment. Congratulations to the president as well. I think he made a very good pick. Congratulations to the rescue team.
Great. And tomorrow we
They
have
say what the proof what is it? The proof is in the pudding, I guess.
That's correct.
You said
Yeah.
the president accepted the resignation of the assistant minister, right?
Yes.
He did.
We're working on our story tomorrow. We're going to discuss with Pelham the diplomatic wrangling between the boss, the minister proper. We are seeing allegation of insubordination, and you name it. Tomorrow we're going to delve into it even more if Honorable Pewee voice cooperate,
Yes.
because
I'm going to take out of ginger pepper tonight.
good.
Yeah, but beyond that, also, I'm told the assistant minister, she didn't really resign. They altered to dismiss her, but there was a compromise that she get put into a resignation. She didn't resign her own volution, yes. And there's this developing news I'm getting also that there's this rift between the vice president office and now the foreign minister also. There's a lot of things happening in the country.
So we will discuss it tomorrow. This is just a teaser. Tomorrow, we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss the finance minister's appearance today and the rift between him and the University of Liberia. The lady is still talking, and the finance minister is saying that the lady is wrong. The lady wants him to do something called off-budget spending. Can you imagine this man who is the master of off-budget spending when it comes to field trips? is talking about a University of Liberia where he is a graduate and alumnus of the university, talking about if the woman called for $500,000 or $250,000, it is basically illegal for her to make that request because it's going to be off-budget spending. This is Garguah. Also, President Boakai made a comment at his cabinet meeting. He told the folks basically to not listen to anything the critics say because they will talk. He said, President Joseph Boakai opened his later cabinet meeting by telling ministers to brace for public criticism, declaring that no matter what you do, people will talk, people will insult, as his government faces growing pressure over Liberia economic hardships. So instead of talking, let's do it, they should brace themselves, people will talk, don't listen to them. This is what it is. Those are the stories that we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And like my sister from Brewerville said, maybe she doesn't tune in, but we have not only talked about politics. This week we talk about this young man, 23-year-old young man who raped a baby. That's not politics. We talk about this young lady whose finger was severed. That's not politics. We talk about president. We have appointment. That's not politics. We talk about education. That was not politics. We talk about this subject. This is 50 business development services provide entrepreneurship to support organization. 50 businesses were giving scholarship, some help by the international community. These are not politics. But you will hear politics, especially if it's against somebody that you like. When you hear the name, you think they are ganging up on your candidate, but that's not so. Also, if you have a topic that you think should have made the headlines in the newspaper but never did, you have the option to also bring it up to us, and we will discuss it. Because by the time we contact all the newspapers, they say up to press time. So whatever happened after press time, if you have it, as long as it is not gossip, it is not chichipole per se, we will discuss it. But if it's something that you heard from somebody say about other people, we will not discuss that. But if it's a genuine issue, child abuse, domestic violence, tell us.
Yeah, I want us to make an effort to reach out to Mr. Benedict Koluba.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's the last name, Koluba or so. The guy who was on the Julius Jess show. I like his
Oh yes. The gentleman from the Ministry of
Minister of Finance.
Yes, he was former deputy minister. Yes.
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 If we're inviting if we're going to talk about the finance minister's appearance, I think it's at some point in time, let's see if we can bring Benedict on to kind of give us his own insights into what the minister was talking about.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, gentlemen, for tuning in. Let's do it tomorrow. Same time. We'll be right here. God bless.
Good night.